Do you carry a firearm? Do you often travel around our country and wonder what happens if I carry my firearm through this state? Well, believe it or not, it has caused issues for some people, and a bill has been filed to address that. Stick by and watch this episode of Guns and Gadgets. Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets, your premier source for Second Amendment news. If you're into Second Amendment news, if you're into firearms, shooting, whatever, and you're getting frustrated at the constant attack on our right to keep and bear arms, this is where you should be. Subscribe to this channel to be in the know about all of the attacks we are under, no matter where it happens in this country. And please help out by hitting the thumbs up button on the videos. That helps to break the algorithm, and share it with your friends to get the word out. Thank you, I appreciate that. Now let's get into this bill, H.R. 225. H.R. 225 has been submitted by Representative Griffith out of Virginia, and this is a bill that has been submitted in the past, and this is actually looking to address issues that have absolutely happened that have led to civil rights lawsuits. Couple scenarios, and you might know more because I'm sure it's happened a lot more than gets reported. One instance, a gentleman was traveling from Utah to Pennsylvania. His flight landed in Newark, New Jersey, missed his connection. He had to stay overnight, and when he came back to the airport in the morning, he checked his luggage in again. He declared his firearm, except the problem is he wasn't legally allowed to carry in New Jersey. And what happened was he was arrested and charged with illegal possession under New Jersey law. This took place even though a FOPA, it's the Firearms Owner Protection Act, which protects us as firearms owners from traveling any place we can legally carry a firearm to another place, another state where we can legally carry a firearm, regardless of what states we're traveling through, as long as you follow, the small print, the fine print. And what is that fine print? Well, there can't be any planned stops. What does that mean? Well, you can't spend the night in an anti-gun state and expect to be covered. You're covered to make small unplanned stops such as fuel, food, whatever, but you also have to have the firearm unloaded and in a case or stored in a place in the vehicle that's not readily accessible by the owner/driver. Okay, so not perfect, it can't conceal carry, but it does protect you from traveling with your firearm. And that's great for people who like to travel around the country for training or competitions or matches or vacation, or just because you want to see your country that you live in and you want to exercise your right because it doesn't end at a dotted line on a map. So H.R. 225 addresses that directly, and I'm going to read you a couple things from the bill. The bill will be linked down below, but know that the last couple times that this bill was submitted, it died in committee. And when a bill goes to committee, it is incumbent on the people to let their representatives know that they want this to pass. They have to hear our voices. Now, we're going into a different time here, a different legislature. So we're going to have to stand up and fight for the second in ways that we might not have put so much gusto in it before, and this is one of them. So this bill looks to expand the protections afforded to travelers to include, quote, staying in temporary lodging overnight, stopping for food, fuel, vehicle maintenance, an emergency, medical treatment, and any other activity that's incidental to the trip. Meaning, I'm driving down New Jersey Turnpike and I blow a tire and now I'm stuck in New Jersey. It's a weekend. I can't get a tire. I got to wait a day or maybe two until a service station opens. But now technically I don't have a New Jersey permit. Now that puts me in a bind, right? So this would cover that. This would make that acceptable under this bill. Another key thing that I like about this legislation is it puts the burden of proof clearly on that state to prove that that traveler did not meet the requirements of this bill rather than to just simply arrest people. It also makes clear that the transportation of firearms, their magazines, and ammunition is federally protected as well. And that's something that's a gray area in FOPA, the Firearms Owners Protection Act. Another cool thing about this is if a state does step out of line and arrest somebody in violation, if this were to become law, it's not law, guys and gals, but if this were to become law and you do say in that scenario, you're in Newark, New Jersey's airport because you missed your flight, now you got to stay, and somebody who doesn't know the law arrests you, And that would allow you to attorney's fees and much more should you win that lawsuit. Now, currently, I'm looking at the actions on the bill. It has been referred to the House Committee on the Judiciary, which is the same thing that happened to it 2 years ago when it was submitted. And last year, it was sent to the Subcommittee on Crime, Terrorism, Homeland Security, and Investigations, which is where it stayed, and we never heard from it again. So it had 75 co-sponsors last time. Currently, it doesn't have any. They're just getting started on this year's legislative session. So keep your eyes on this. Start squawking to your representatives, your U.S. reps. Tell them that you want H.R. 225 to pass for whatever. It's as easy as saying, I travel and I travel my firearm, or I go to shooting competitions all across the country, or whatever you want to say. Your rights don't stop at a dotted line on a picture. And this bill looks to clear up some of the gray areas where people have been arrested, and that should never have happened. So again, links will be in the description. I'll also put in a link where you can find out who your representative is, because we are in a new session. There have been quite a few changes in the House of Representatives, but I'll have that down there to make it easy for you. So thank you all for viewing the videos I put out. Thank you for sharing everything I do. And I'm asking again because the shadow ban is real, and you've seen in the last 48 to 72 hours of just how strong that shadow ban community is and what they can do. So please thumbs up the video. It takes a tenth of a second, but it absolutely helps. Not just my channel, but every pro-freedom, pro-gun channel you watch. Please hit those thumbs ups. It makes a huge difference, and share it with somebody, with 5 people, your whatever, your neighbor, your church. Share it because it makes a difference. It absolutely does. That's how people get the news, is on us. As you've seen, they're trying to smother the news. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you all so much more than you realize. Until we see each other again, please be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a weapon. Take care, everybody.